this is JTR, back from another video. Today, I made a few more upgrades to my review area. I think it all looks much better than last time. The last one was kind of more of a test shot. Today we have the Nanmu Triceratops. This is kind of in more of a cow color scheme. I think it's called Holstein. And the sponsor of this video is Lana Time Shop. They have an eBay and a website. I'll have both links in the description below where you can buy one of these. This is actually the limited version that kind of looks like a cow, as you can see. And it comes with a base since you pre-ordered it, and removable horn, as you can see. But first of all, before we get to anything, I think we should do a size scale of this figure. So I'm going to move it to the back, and I'm going to put a few figures next to it. Here is the Papo Giganotosaurus, and here is the Mattel Triceratops. You can't really tell, but the Mattel Triceratops is actually smaller than the Nanmu Triceratops, and I was actually very surprised about that because I feel like Nanmu's figures, even though they're in 1/35th scale, they're really starting to make them in 1/20th scale. Just like their Giganotosaurus, it was way oversized. I do prefer the bigger size, but they even could probably make more money if they labeled it 1/20th scale. And I mean, if this Triceratops right here is just as big as the Nanmu Triceratops, they're doing something wrong with their scale. This is basically just the size, just showing you how big this figure is. And now I'm going to get an exact measurement for you guys. The figure, this is actually kind of more of a rough estimate. I feel like is exactly 1 foot long. It is very detailed. We're going to be getting into detail next. First of all, I'd like to show you the removable horn and the base. Start with the base. The base is actually very small. It's not even as big as barely the Triceratops' head. But it is a very interesting material. Almost looks like green water. I was hoping it would look more like grass, but when it is sideways like this, it does look more like grass. And it does fit with the figure very well. It's just, with this being one of the pre-order features, it's not as crazy as everybody was expecting, I guess, because the Nanmu Giganotosaurus, the pre-order feature for it was their base, and it was more of a detailed base. I do feel like they did a very, very good color scheme for this cow. Fun fact for Jurassic Tree reviews, my favorite animal is the cow, so this was a very interesting release by Nanmu for me. I'm going to get to the next thing of this figure, the removable horn. So it's this horn. Actually, it's very detailed, even the horn, as you can see. And you can change it to a broken horn or a normal horn. I feel like the broken horn comes with the pre-order and the normal horn comes with the other one, but it would have been nice if that was vice versa. But overall, it's still nice. I'm going to show you it, different views with the broken horn to start with. Give me a second, guys. It is pretty hard to snap into the figure. Okay, it's not all the way in, but it's good enough for this. So here is view 1. View 2. View 3. View 4. Overall, the detail on this figure is absolutely amazing. We're going to be getting to that soon, but first, we're going to switch the horn just so you guys can see it one more time. Very, very, very detailed. Looks very nice. Actually, this figure, as I said before, is way oversized. I mean, it looks nice in that situation, but if you are working on a diorama, you could definitely put this with other 1/20th scale figures if you guys would like to, because I actually have seen 1/20th scale Triceratops models, and some of them aren't even as big as this. So Nanmu, they really do need to work on their size chart. I know they're trying to get them all roughly the same size, but for example, here is the Nanmu Tyrannosaurus. This is definitely in a much better 1/35th scale than the Triceratops. Triceratops is pretty big. The reason the Tyrannosaurus looks so big is because it's not all the way to the back. As you can see now, it's just very, very big. I do like that from Nanmu, but I feel like they could have done they could have done both sizes. That's what I feel like they should really work on for their figures. Everybody has their own price lines. And let's start talking about the sponsor of the video. The sponsor of the video, as I said before, is Lana Time Shop. They have the only figure company they don't have on their website as of right now is Beasts of the Minozoic. They have Nanmu, W Dragon, Pianoso, etc. They have a lot of figures, very good deals. Just leave a message on their eBay store, Jurassic Tree Reviews sent me, and they'll give you a discount. But thank you to the sponsor for providing a discount for this figure. We're going to start looking at the details. We're going to start with the head. It is absolutely amazing. The eye is painted super well. All the wrinkles just go very, very well across the head. I do like how they put the pattern of like the black and white on the eye. It definitely gives it more vibrance. All the way around it, they kind of give it a dirty aftercoat, making it look like it's been like kind of like rolling around in mud. It looks very nice. Moving on to, I guess, the crest. It looks absolutely amazing if you look at that detail. It is absolutely amazing. What's crazy about these Nanmu figures is I'm 90% sure they're not hand painted, and I just do not know how a factory machine can be doing this kind of detail. Mattel, they really need to work on their Amber figures. You've probably seen their new ones coming out, pre-orders, and they really just need to do a little bit more detail. Kind of like Iron Studios. They're basically the real Mattel Amber. But as you can see, this horn is not removable, but this horn is. They're both the same material, and you cannot tell that this horn is removable unless you actually take it off. As you can see on the figure, it looks no different than the other horn on the other side. And now we're going to get to the horn colors. The horn colors all look exactly the same, and I really like that, but they still all have so much difference in all the detail, and that really makes the figure pop, and it looks very nice. And now, since you already saw the other side of the head, it's basically the same, but has slight differences. Painted very well, as you can see, in the mouth of a shiny, kind of like a light pink, very hard to tell on camera, but it looks very, very nice. And now we're going to be moving on to behind the crest. Behind the crest is very average detail, but looks very, very nice. And especially for a Nanmu figure, they've come so far with their figures, in my opinion, up passing a lot of companies. And their detail on their figures are very nice. If you guys are also excited for the new Nanmu Bull Tyrannosaurus Rex or Male Tyrannosaurus Rex, leave a like on the video and smash the subscribe button if you're liking this kind of content. Yes, and now I'd like to start moving on to the detail on the back. A bunch of different wrinkles with the paint splotches very nicely put on. A bunch of detail and all of these little bumps on the back looks very, very nice. I do like how they kind of sort of faded the black dots on the figure into the white, but they did use kind of more of a neon-y white, if that makes any sense, to fade it in, so it still makes it so the black on the figure does still pop out at you as you look at it. And now let's move on to the legs. These legs look absolutely amazing. The detail is far past my expectations for this figure. Just the neck as well, haven't got into that yet. But these legs look absolutely amazing. Before we move on to the other leg on the other side of the body, I would like to show you guys just how nice the neck looks on this figure. Super well wrinkled, super well detailed. Bottom of the head looks very, very nice. And if you're wondering also how I got this figure so quick, Lana Time Shop, they get their figures in stock on their website and eBay store much sooner than a few other of the companies like Dan's Dinosaurs, and you usually will get these figures shipped to you much sooner than a few other websites. They ship very quick. If you order it, it'll probably be shipped in 8 hours and it'll be coming, but they do come from Tokyo, Japan, so you have a week wait, but they come pretty quick. So I would recommend 100% going over there and purchasing them figures. As I told you before, I'll have the link in the description and the comment section where you can purchase your own. Looks very, very nice. Both legs have a ton of detail. I like how they really faded these dots on the back all the way onto the leg, and it still gives it vibrance because the dots get smaller. as it goes down, and the wrinkles in the leg just from it turning, because it's kind of in a position where it's walking, just go very nicely. And on the tail, it's just going more and more detail. But before we get to that, I'd like to show the underbelly of the figure. Looks very nice. Not as much detail in the underbelly, but it still is painted very well. Much better than most companies. And the thing is about most companies, at one time, they were just making a lot of T-Rexes and a lot of Triceratops, but this is actually one of the most recent Triceratopses we've gotten. We haven't seen them very often. The last ones I think we got were from Iofano, and I wasn't a huge fan of them. They did pretty good paint schemes, but I just wasn't a huge fan of the sculpt. That's why I didn't pick that figure up. Next, we're moving on to the back side of the figure. It looks very nice, detail outstanding, and I really do like how this really isn't a black on the back of the head. It's kind of like dirt from when it got into a fight, or scars. It actually looks very, very nice. This is actually a male Triceratops, and it looks very nice, as I've said a bunch. And they've painted the toenails very interesting. It looks like they've done like a reddish, brownish gray, because it looks all slightly different. I'll show you guys that up close. Looks very nice. Just a very interesting paint color they chose for that. And now I feel like we've gotten past most of the detail on the figure. Now we're going to be moving on to the tail, and that will be about it. The tail, the bumps on the back, goes slightly down the tail, down to the tip, but the only thing overall, because I guess I've shown you most of the detail on this figure, the only thing that seems slightly off on this figure that I was actually very surprised about coming from Nanmu is the tail is just super slightly short. It should have been just a tiny bit longer, but overall you really can't tell on your shelf or wherever you're displaying your figure. It does look nice overall, but Mattel, they don't even really make the tails on their figures very long. And this Mattel Sinoceratops actually has a slightly longer tail than the Triceratops, but that's besides the point. This figure is absolutely amazing. There should be a pretty decent deal on Lana Time Shop. I want you guys really to check that out. Very good website. They're growing really quick. Their figures are amazing. They have a lot of figures. I think they're gaining to 2,000 different kind of figures very soon. And now I'd like to show you just a few more positions with the base, as I showed you before. It's a very, very smooth base overall, and it's just very nice. I do not right now actually have the picture that they come with, the figure comes with in hand right now, but I will have it at the end of the video. You should be able to see it in a picture. But it does look very, very nice. The green definitely makes it look like grass where a Triceratops or a cow would be grazing. And I really do like how they did that. Where Nanmu's Triceratops, they, like their own paint scheme, they made it kind of like a watery design, like it was in a river. And in the version that's sort of based off Jurassic Park, they kind of did the brownish dirt, just like we saw in Jurassic Park, the original film. And they did the sick Triceratops. All I have here today is the Nanmu, basically a cow Triceratops, Hostilian. But this figure overall was absolutely amazing. And I know I said this in my previous video, if you watched, but this figure is a 10 out of 10. There's nothing really besides the tail they could have done any better. And it's just amazing. And one more thing I'd like to say about my sponsor, my video, is they put so much packaging on these figures that if they threw it from the moon and down, it would not break or anything. They put like 15 layers around this. So if you guys think if it would be coming all the way from Japan that it would be broken by the time we got here, don't think that, because they are super cautious with that. And yeah, I would like to tell you guys, I will be reviewing a few more models coming very soon from Rod's Random Work, PNSO, Rebor, more Nanmu probably coming soon as well, Popo, and a few other figures, but I'll keep that a little secret. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing. Please consider hitting the like button, and leave a comment below if you like this new review area. I am very happy with it. I feel like it's turned out very nice. Thank you for watching. See you later.